Hello there, this is the CIA Corner here on TAF TV. My name is Eyokeme. Like you know, in CIA we bring to you top trending headlines that are making rounds on our newspaper. And now I will be addressing the issue of student loan as approved by the federal government and is already ringing bells on the hearts of every single Nigerian student. You know, being a student comes with a lot of responsibilities where you have to, for those persons that were able to carry out courses, there are a lot of responsibilities that come, just like I said, there are a lot of responsibilities that comes with being a student. Having to run from one lecture hall to another, the experience is quite alarming. Now the federal government has come to the aid of our students. Now, not having to think about their funds only, not having to think about means of having to settle their school fees, but rather now they'll be focusing on their education strictly because the federal government, just like I said, have finally come to the aid of the students in regards to the student loan. All right, now don't go anywhere. I'll bring you details of this story after the break. Alright, you're welcome back from that quick break. Now, the student loan that has been making rounds on our newspaper has finally come to limelight as the federal government approved the bill to aid students in paying of their school fees as a loan. This time is not as bursary. Now, this bill was approved on the 24th day of May 2024. And a lot of Nigerian students are already on it. All right, now this student loan that has been making rounds on our newspaper has finally come to limelight because as at on Friday, 24th May 2024, federal government finally approved it and they are out to help Nigerian students. Now, this time it is not in regards to bursary. This has to do with loan. And one of the criteria that was given to our Nigerian students was that as long as you have a functional BVN, a functional NIN, that is your national identification number, you're eligible to apply. And this has to do with state universities, federal universities. So as at yesterday, ASU came out in different chapters, just like I'll be showing you on the Punch newspaper that says student loan, a policy to enslave Nigerian students. Now, ASU is coming out to tell federal government that this particular loan is going to enslave Nigerian students. In as much as we know that the federal government is trying to aid our students to actually, because having to be a student, just like I told you, having to be a student comes with a lot of responsibilities. Now, the federal government came out with an opinion to actually assist our students and in regards to their school fees. But ASU, on their own angle, you know, ASU is like the father of every student. They are the ones responsible. They are the ones that have hand-in-hand interactions with students. Now, they are coming out in their own angle to tell federal government, in as much as this is a good idea to aid our students, but at the end of the day, it is going to enslave Nigerian students. Now, just like the headline we're seeing here says, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Calabar Zone, has expressed reservation about the federal government loan, describing it as a ploy to enslave Nigerian students and to make them remain indebted to the country forever. Now, this particular headline has been making rounds on a newspaper because ASU, just like I said, they are the ones that have first-hand information in regards to how students feel and how they get to relate. Now, prior to this time, we heard that the federal government said if you're not able to settle up these loans, they are going to withhold your certificates for a span of 5 years, just like most persons said. That's to say, for a student that just finished a 4 years course and planning to go for service, they will not allow you move. They will not allow you progress. Permit me to use that word. They will not allow you progress unless you get to settle out the loan. Now, the bill has been passed already and the federal government had it already. As at today, we on the Punch newspaper, it has a record that not fewer than 3,764 students from 126 institutions have sent applications for the loans already. Now, that's to tell you that coming from the angle of the student, students actually need this money. But that notwithstanding, most Nigerian youth, because every Nigerian youth, 95% of Nigerian youth are students. Every Nigerian youth will always play around, just like we always call it in the streets. They like to catch cruise with every single thing that comes around. Just like I said, we were opportune to slide through some comment sections and get to hear what students had to say in regards to this. Some students were of the opinion that this is going to aid them, while some were of the opinion that if they get this loan, they don't have plan, that federal government will not come after them, for the fact that they know that for a student that just finished school, let's say after like 4 years, you're not yet certain, like you have not gotten a good resource to actually aid you refund this bill. So most students are not even aware that at the end of the day, you need to pay off this loan. They just have the mindset, okay, this is federal government money. Why would they come and ask me for it? So rather than just having to enforce this and just bring it, rather than just having to enforce this, I feel proper sensitization should be done to the students first, because most students are not actually aware of the fact that they are going to refund this bill. They are going to refund this particular loan at the space of, let's say, 5 to 4 years. And coming from the angle of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, they are also right, putting it that why they are also right in their own angle, because at some point, most students will not be able to refund this particular loan, though it's a free interest loan. But that notwithstanding, you're dealing with students who are yet to stand on their feet. So rather than having to give out loans in quotes to Nigerian students, if the federal government really feel they want to aid our Nigerian students, if our federal government really feel they want to add to the educational sector, why not channel this money, these funds to bursary? I could still remember back then in schools where most students will have to apply for bursary scheme and not having the mind to return it, because we know that this is government. I know most states don't run bursary scheme, but I know most states don't run bursary schemes anymore, but those are actual means that could actually aid the students and not give them high BP of having to return the money after like their years in school. Secondly, rather than just having this loan hashtagged on every Nigerian student and keeping Nigerian students, just like what Asu is saying, keeping Nigerian students indebted to federal government forever, why not also channel this money to scholarships for every student that will be able to actually acquire the scholarship? That is what the stress of acquiring the scholarship will also get the money. So at this point, I feel what the federal government are trying to do on their own angle, they are also on their own angle, they are correct. But looking at it now, we're looking at it from a fatherly view, just like we are comparing it to ASU. ASU is looking at it from a fatherly view, rather than leaving Nigerian students to be indebted to the country forever. Because at the end of the day, if you're not able to settle out these loans, if you're not able to return this loan to the federal government, you will not be granted any federal government job. That it is as risky as that. So just like I said earlier, better sensitizations should be put in place for Nigerian students to be aware of the risk that comes. Because just like the normal loans you take in bank, they'll ask you for collaterals. And for this particular loan, the collaterals they are asking, in as much as they are not pointing it direct, is that your certificate will be withheld for a particular time, unless you're able to refund this loan that the federal government is projecting. So at this point, this is where we're drawing our curtains. I want to see your reactions in regards to this student loan. Is it okay for government to actually give out loans to Nigerian youths that are yet to stand on their feet? Or is it okay for them to channel these loans to bursary schemes? Is it okay for them to also channel these loans to scholarships? And of late, we have heard our NLC demanding for over 615,000. Rather than just having to take out these loans and give it to students, why not get to increase your workers' fund. So at this point, this is where we're drawing our curtains in regards to this particular headline. Is it very okay for federal government to hashtag loans to students? And in as much as they are telling us that they want to help Nigerian students, they don't want us to start worrying about having to foot our school fees. Is it very okay for them to channel it as a loan? Or do you prefer they put it as a bursary scheme, just like what we always have, distribute these funds to different states, so they can give it out as bursary scheme, so that Nigerian students will never be indebted to the federal government. This has been the CIA Corner here on TAF TV. My name is Eyo Okeme, and I've been your co-host for today. Do well to take care of yourself.